Yo, Jesus of Nazareth, who lived 2,000 years ago, is worshipped by many as God. Regardless how you view him, you must admit that he was highly unusual and seemed otherworldly. But was he actually from another world? Let's hear what Jesus said about himself. In John 8:23, he said, "I am from above, and I am not of this world." In John 17:14, Jesus again says he's not of this world. In John 18:36-37, Jesus said that his kingdom is not of this world. Rather, he was sent into this world. Now, was he a shapeshifter? According to a recently decoded ancient Egyptian text, he was. It states that when Jesus was with Roman governor Pontius Pilate, he became incorporeal for a while, and Pilate could not see him. This helps explain why Jesus was able to suddenly appear to his disciples in their secret upper room, which they secured to protect themselves from the mad Jews. In fact, it states that his ability to shapeshift was the reason Judas kissed him to identify him. In the text, they said to Judas, "How shall we arrest him, for he does not have a single shape?" But his appearance changes. Sometimes he is ruddy, sometimes he is white, sometimes he is red, sometimes he is wheat-colored, sometimes he is pallid like ascetics, sometimes he is a youth, sometimes an old man, etc. If Judas gave the arresting officers a description of Jesus, he could have changed shape. This led Judas to suggest using a kiss to identify him, as Judas was familiar with both his speaking style and all his common shapes. In his work Contra Celsum, ancient scholar Origen stated that to those who saw Jesus, he did not appear alike to all. Mark 16:12 says that Jesus appeared in another form unto two of his disciples. In John 20:14-16, Jesus appeared unto Mary Magdalene, but she didn't recognize him and thought he was the local gardener until he revealed himself. In Revelation 1:14-16, Jesus appeared unto John thusly. His head and his hairs were white like wool or snow. His eyes were like a fiery flame. His feet resembled brass. His countenance was like the shining sun, and his voice sounded like many waters. What about the reptilian angle? John 3:14 says, "As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man," Jesus, "be lifted up." So Jesus is here likened to a serpent, which is a reptile. This comes from Numbers 21:8-9, which reads, "The Lord said unto Moses, Make thee a fiery serpent, and set it on a pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. So Moses made a serpent of brass, and put it on a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the brass serpent, he lived." But was Jesus actually a reptilian? First, when Jesus said he was otherworldly, it meant he was from a higher spirit plane. It didn't mean that he was from another physical planet where reptilian creatures lived. So to answer this post's inquisitive title, no. But are there some others on Earth who are reptilian shapeshifters? I have watched videos of people who supposedly expose themselves by partially changing shape, including Justin Bieber. But their eyes looking just like a reptile's can be explained by a defect in the way the camera images came out. Seeing that in person would be a different story, which I've never seen and never met anyone who claimed to see it in person. Other unusual physical appearances can be explained by bad skin conditions or deformities. And as I've explained in another post/video, the closest possible inhabited planet besides Earth would have to be 25 trillion miles or 40 trillion kilometers away. So it is highly unlikely that any type of space aliens had the ability to have landed or even wanted to. But if there exists a race of reptilians somewhere out there in a vast, unexplored universe, which is very possible, and Jesus felt that he should visit them, I'm sure he would have taken the form of a reptilian for their benefit. And although some criticize the translation of the word aeon in Hebrews 1:2 and Hebrews 11:3 as worlds plural, the King James translators seemingly thought there was a multitude of worlds. The earliest Bible in English, Wycliffe's 1380 translation, also translated it as worlds. Stay tuned for more interesting videos to come.